Okay, in this video, we will start with the first topic. Yeah, at least in the fragment, yeah. Previously, I have explained about null. Yeah, and again, if you have not familiarized with null in Kotlin, please do watch the previous video first. Yeah, please use the playlist I have provided in the description. Yeah, before it is because it is important to be able to deal with null later. We will find a lot of cases yeah, with regard to the null, yeah, and fragments. Yeah, but if you have done so, let's go right into the first tutorial. Yeah, so we have a scenario here. We will prepare a container, then we will create a fragment and attach or edit to our container. Yeah, and we will use a specific class called a ListFragment. Yeah, it is actually an extension of a fragment-based class that functions to display the data on a list like this. Yeah, this is a list of events. We will create a data class for it later. So now, please create a new project. Yeah, for Ubaya students, please name it as SNRP. Yeah, I missed the S here. SNRP-week 8. Or if you cannot use this, then yeah, just SNRP space week 8. And I will name it my application as let's see, fragment example, or in this case I will name it like what it's supposed to do. Yeah, so our application will display a list of events. Then when we click this, we will display the detail for that event. And so I will say maybe this one is a Ubaya event. Yeah, you can name it as you wish then. But for Upaya students, please remember the naming convention, yeah? And the important one, please set the minimum SDK to API 21 or Lollipop. Yeah, here my Android Studio have already set. Yeah, here my Android Studio has already set my minimum SDK to API 21. So I'm good for now. Just click finish. Okay, now we will wait until my Gradle has finished, and I will start my IVT as well. Yeah, I forgot to do so. I hope you have started your IVT. Oh, unable to locate ATB. Okay. Oh well, I will wait until my Gradle has finished then. In the meantime, yeah, for everyone else, please download and copy and paste mm.jpg, programming.jpg, and project.jpg. Yeah, for OPS students, they are in your Google Classroom. For everyone else, I will provide you in the description below. Yeah, you can check the link and download all the 3 images. Yeah, or if you wish, you can also use your own image. Okay, let's see. Can I start my AVD now? Okay, nice. I will do this. Yeah, I will copy and paste my 3 images. Let's say okay, over here I have 3 images and it looks like my AVT is killed. Never mind. I will copy and paste these 3 images first. Yeah. Okay, paste. Remember to do it twice for drawable and drawable v24. Yeah. Check. Okay, programming and project. In the meantime, I must cold boot my AVT then. Okay, that's fine. Now, let's create a data class. That is the event class. Yeah, and we will use it to contain some event. Yeah, in this case, it is a Ubaya event. So let's define it as like this. Yeah, data class event. then we have ID integer, name as string, description as string, picture ID as integer, event date. To simplify, we will just use string, crew needed integer, crew number integer, but then please extend the parcelable class. Yeah. So what is actually a parcelable? It is an interface introduced in Android. Yeah, it converts its state to a byte stream so that the byte stream can be reverted back into a copy of the object. Yeah, it is very useful to send objects instead of traditional data types. Yeah, as you remember, like when passing data to intent. Yeah, when we put extra, we can only put very simple data object. Yeah, traditional data object like integers, strings, maybe some floats, and so on. We cannot really send an object in extras. Yeah, but now it is actually possible uh, only if our object is uh, or implements the parcelable interface. Yeah, and parcelable is actually quite similar to the Java serializable. Yeah, if you take a look at some tutorials out there, they will use serializable instead of parcelable. Yeah, but Parcelable is actually more optimized than the Java serializable. Yeah, that's why here we will use Parcelable. And we will also use add parcelize annotation. So to be able to do this, we must first install KAE. Yeah, but if you don't use KAE, then you must install Kotlin-parcelize. Yeah, how to install it? I will close this AVD manager. Yeah, for us, because we want to use KAE, then we just install it as usual. Yeah, edit over here, ID Kotlin Android extensions. So now, ignore the warnings. Oh, sorry, not extensions. Yeah, I forgot the S. Yeah, ignore the warning for now. But if you don't want to use KAE, then for using parcelize, you must install Kotlin-parcelize. Yeah, but if you use KAE, then you don't need to install Kotlin-parcelize. Yeah, and actually Android Studio will complain because it conflicts. Now let's create the data class as usual. Okay, and let's provide the members. Yeah, file ID is integer, file name is a string, then file description is a string, then file a picture ID is an integer. What else? File event date as string, file crew needed as integer, and var crew crew what is it? Crew number also an integer. Then we extend or actually implement the parcelize. Yeah, and then let's annotate it with parcelize. Oh, sorry, this one is not parcelized. This one is parcelable. Yeah, and that's all. Yeah, if you don't use the add parcelize annotation, then actually you must implement all members implement all members for the parcelable interface. Yeah, you will get something like this, which is very ugly. Yeah, but now fortunately Android has provided the add parcelize annotation, and this is stable now. Yeah, so we can use it. Yeah, it's that simple. Now let's also override the toString by providing the by providing the name. Yeah, because I want to display the only the name in the list. Yeah, if we don't provide override to the toString, then we will get a very weird string later. Yeah, as you may recall from the spinner. Okay, now let's create a range list of events. Create several objects. Yeah, you can copy from this paste bin. Yeah, I will provide in the description also. So we don't really need to type everything here because it's quite long. Yeah, you can just copy the array list, then paste it over here. Okay, nice then. Let's continue. Now our preparation is complete. Yeah, we will create a fragment now. Yeah, there are two fragments in this application. The first one is event fragment list that shows the events, and the second one is event detail fragment that shows the event detail. When we click an event in the event fragment list, then we will display the details in the event detail fragment. To create a new fragment, it is quite similar to creating a new activity, yeah, but this time please select fragment. And as always, we will use the blank fragment. Yeah, we will learn everything from the scratch. Yeah, right click on the package name, new fragment. Yeah, as you can see, actually we have some options over here, and we have a list fragment as well, but we will do it from scratch. Yeah, after you have known how to create fragments from scratch, then you may experiment with these fragments. Yeah, let's create a black one first, then name it event fragment list, event, or maybe not event fragment list. Yeah, let's say event list fragment. Yeah, but if you want, okay, I will name it event fragment list, yeah, as to confirm with the slide, so you won't get confused later. Event fragment list. Okay, I will double check event fragment list. Event fragment list. Okay, for layout name, leave it. Source language, leave it Kotlin. Finish. Yeah, but you can safely delete the fragment event list layout. We don't use it. Yeah, if you want, you can delete it. Let's see. To delete it, refactor, then save delete. Yes, okay. It is used actually, but we will delete anyway. Yeah, why later? Because we will eventually delete the error. Yeah, for now, just leave it. Okay, so the event fragment list purpose is to render the event list on the screen. So it must extend from list fragment. Yeah, Android provides a specific fragment to be able to render some list on our screen. Okay, so let's change this, not fragment, but list fragment. Yeah, and we must import the correct package. Import this one, yeah, not the deprecated one. Actually, it's not deprecated, but it's for Android API 31, so don't use it. Yeah, let's just use this one, Android X fragment app. Okay, now ListFragment does not have any custom layout. Yeah, actually it has a layout, but it is embedded within its class, so we don't really need to provide any custom layout. Now, yeah, notice that Android Studio add several to-dos on our fragment. We have to-do here, and over here. Yeah, we must do these to-dos. Yeah, we will do it one by one. So the first thing we want to do is the rename and change the types of parameters. Yeah. Event fragment list requires an array list from the main activity, so let's provide it. Yeah, private var events with the type of array list of event. Yeah, we will do this first. So you can delete param1 and param2. Then declare private var events, which is equal to not equal to, but the type is array list of event. Now be very careful here because as you can see we have multiple event classes, yeah, from different packages. Make sure you selected your own class. Yeah, usually Android Studio will be smart enough to suggest your class at the topmost of this list. Yeah, but please double check it. Yeah, here, and then I will initialize it with an empty constructor of the array list class. Yeah, like this. Now, as you can see, we have multiple errors. Yeah, param1 and param2. You can safely delete it for now. Delete. Yeah, and everything with regard to param1 and param2, you can also save delete it. Yeah, so for example here, we have two private constant file arg param1 and param2. Delete it. And for the companion object, okay, this one's, yeah, put string param1, param2, also delete it. This one, also delete. And for this one, it is up to you, yeah, because this one is actually a comment. Yeah, if you want, you can just delete it also. Yeah, okay, but we are not finished with the to-dos. Only this one, yeah, rename and change types of parameters. We have finished this to-do. For the others, we have not finished yet. Now, for fragments, yeah, we have a quite problem. So unlike other classes, so the fragment constructors must be empty. Yeah, it cannot have any parameters. Yeah, this one is actually from the Android architecture itself. Yeah, from the Java counterparts, we cannot do anything. Yeah, so to create a new fragment object, we must not use the empty constructor. Yeah, we will use for another means. Yeah, and we have a problem here because our fragment needs data from main activity. Now, how to send the data from the fragments, from the activity to the fragments? We have answer for that. There is a bundle object. Yeah, and it is implemented in the newInstance function. The newInstance function is actually a static method. Yeah, as you can see here, it is wrapped inside a companion object. Yeah, we can call it later from the main activity, and we can do so without creating a new object of this fragment. Yeah, and it will return the fragment itself. Yeah, as you can see, find new instance equals to the event fragment list. Yeah, empty one, but immediately it is changed with apply. Yeah, so again, apply is a scope function here. Usually we will use it to initialize some properties or some members inside the created object, yeah, without the need of storing it in a variable first. Yeah, so immediately when we create a new object, we can also instantiate or define the properties for the newly created object. Yeah, and then Kotlin will return it. Yeah, because here we use a single expression function. Okay, then let's do this. Yeah. For everything else, actually, it is the same, but the only thing we need to change from this companion object is actually the contents of bundle.apply. Yeah, now type in put parcelable array list. Let's see, have we defined the ARG event? Oh, not yet. Yeah, so let's define these ARG events first. Yeah, basically, put parcelable is the same as put string, put double, put integer, and so on, like in extras. Yeah, so I will explain this first. Yeah. Put parcelable function is used to pass the data in form of object, but because our object is an array list, then we use a put parcelable array list. In other cases, if we want to store traditional data types in our bundle, then we can just use a put string, put double, put integer. Yeah, and as you can see here, they are in the key and value pair, roughly the same as put extra. Yeah, the first one is the key, and the second one is the value. Yeah, and that's why we must declare the constant first here, private constant file arguments of events, which is any string you want. Let's do the first. Yeah, we will do this to do first. Private constant file arg events. Arg stands for arguments. Yeah, equals to array event or any string you want. Now let's use this argument events within this new instance function. Call put parcelable array list, then provide your key arg.events, and okay, now what values should we put in our parcelable? Yeah, actually we will need to provide a parameter for our new instance function. Yeah, so let's just provide it. You can name it as you wish. Here it is named evts, which is a array list of event. Yeah, and then you can pass the evts to the put parcelable array list. Yeah, so this is basically how we pass data from outside of the fragment into the fragment itself. Yeah, let me illustrate one example for you. Yeah, so later you can create your own fragment if you want. Yeah, let's say I have one more members here. Yeah, private var. Let's say names or name. Yeah, and I will provide it as string. For now, I will just give it an empty string. Yeah, if you create a new member, please immediately create a new constant file, private const file arg name, for example. I will give it name and add a new parameter in your new instance. Name it as you wish, name string, for example. And put the parameter inside of your bundle. arg name name. Yeah, that's how you create your own new members for your fragment. And actually, we need to do one more step. Yeah. Let's continue first then. Yeah, I will undo my new member. Yeah, so I will leave everything as it is like this. Yeah, I have the argument for events. I have a member for the event, which is a events, a release here. I have provided a put parcelable a release with the value comes from the new instance parameter. Oh, I will delete this also. And we will need to do one more step after this. Now we have passed our data to the bundle object in the new instance. Now how to actually read the bundle object? Yeah, now to actually read and store it in our member, which is in our field, we must use the onCreate function. Now that's why I require you to actually familiarize yourself with null, because here Android Studio has already provided the let block. Yeah, that's why that is the reason why. So again, if you don't know the let block, please refer to my previous video. Yeah. Okay, over here, we can actually store the value from our bundle, yeah, which is stored in the arguments, but the bundle can be null, so that's why we use a let block. We store it to the events field by calling the get parcelable a release of event from the bundle, which we can refer by just typing it. As you can see here, we must cast the value from the get parcelable a release into a release of event. Why? Because this function actually may return null value. Yeah, and we don't want that. Okay, let's fill in that. Events equals to it dot get parcelable a release. Okay, Android Studio is smart. Of event. Then we use the argument of events. Yeah, as you can see, if I don't cast this, then Android Studio will complain. The complaint is cast expression blah 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 to a release of event. Yeah, that's how you solve this problem. Okay, now just like the RecyclerView, the Fragment list need an adapter. So this is quite similar with, let's say, RecyclerView and Spinner. Yeah, so we will create an adapter like this. For adapter equals to blah blah blah. Oh, it is quite long. Yeah, so maybe you wonder, how do you actually get this line? Yeah, let's just use our similar approach when creating an array list. Array adapter. So here we have a var adapter. Adapter equals to, as you can see here, actually we use an array adapter. So let's just try to use a array adapter constructor as we did previously when we create an array adapter for Spinner. Yeah, shall we? Let's try that. Array adapter, and we must pass the application context. Yeah, we can get it from activity, application context, activity. Yeah, but as you can see here, the return value is actually a fragment activity nullable. Yeah, notice the question mark at the end of the type. So it is actually nullable. That means we must use the null dot operator. Application context. Then this one is the layout. Yeah, Android R layout simple list item 1. Okay, my Android Studio is smart enough for me. Then let's provide the events. Now, as you can see here, yeah, I have an error in my activity null.application context because the application context is also nullable. In the meantime, the array adapter insists that the first parameter, which is the context, must not be null. Yeah. Now, how to remedy this? There are two remedies actually. The first one is using the not null assert operator like this, but actually I still get some errors. Oh, we can replace it with required activity if you want. Yeah, but I will just use the save call operator null dot, and we can just simply follow the Android Studio instruction wrap with null.let call. Okay. Now, as you can see here, the result is quite different. Yeah, activity null.application context, but here in the Android Studio, actually it only wrap the let block for the activity. Yeah, it's actually the same. Yeah, it's actually the same, but here I got my application context because it is actually nullable. Let me check it first. Yeah. Oops, where is my cursor? Okay, this one. Application context. Oh, it is not a nullable one. Yeah? So it is a context exclamation mark. So that's why for the suggestion, it only need. Oh, okay, that's weird. Yeah, now my suggestion is the same with the slide. Yeah, activity null dot application context null dot let. Okay, then that's fine. Yeah, and if you notice here, it created a parameter it1, but actually I can replace it with simply it. Yeah, because I don't think I will refer to multiple its here. Yeah, if you notice, we have two lets. Yeah, and it is a nested let. The first let is a bundle, but the second let is a context. Yeah, it is actually not advisable to use the same it because you may confuse yourself. Yeah, but in this case, we won't use it anymore. So we can simply replace it with it. Yeah, and I will tidy up my code so that it is readable like this. And now I can assign it to the adapter. List adapter equals to adapter. Yeah, and if you want, somehow, if maybe this code fails, you can guard it also. You can put the list adapter inside the let block. Yeah, but for now, it is okay, at least in my experience, it is okay to put the list adapter outside the let block, at least outside the let block of this one, yeah. This one is still fine. Okay, so that's how you get this line. Yeah, if you can't figure it out later in your own project, then just use the array adapter constructor as we have done previously when creating array adapters for RecyclerView or Spinner. Then just follow the Android Studio suggestion to actually wrap it with a null.let block. Okay. Okay, I think that's all. We need to clean up our fragment. Delete all to do. It is done. Yeah, this one is done. And then this one is also done. Then override on list item click method. Okay, let's do that. On list item click. For now, just leave it as it is. We will revisit this function later. Yeah. And delete the onCreateView method. Yeah, why? The most obvious reason is I have an error here. Yeah, to simply remove the error, then I will remove the onCreateView. Yeah, but that's not the correct answer. Yeah, the correct answer is we don't really need to invoke the onCreateView. Yeah, why? Because our class is actually a ListFragment, and if you remember, I stated that ListFragment does not have a custom layout. Yeah, that's why we don't really need to call onCreateView. Yeah, the onCreateView functions as inflate the layout for this fragment. Yeah, as you can see in the comments here. Now, because I don't have a fragment event list anymore, and actually because this class is a list fragment, we don't need the onCreateView. Delete it. Okay, that's done. Yeah, this one on this item click we have already override it, but we will leave it as it is right now. And that's all. Yeah, we are done with our fragment. Yeah, now I will illustrate again. What if we need another data to be read in any fragment? Yeah. If you want to store another data, just create a new private var for your new data. Yeah. For example, I will use the same name as string equals to maybe something like this. Yeah. Then create a new constant for your newly created member arg name here. Now initialize it on the onCreate name equals to it dot get string. The key is let's see arg name and the value. Now notice here because my string is not nullable, it will complain. Yeah, because somehow if the argument or the bundle does not contain any value for the arg name, then it will return null. Yeah, so you have two options: either create this field to be nullable or just call to string. Okay, and then the third thing you want to do is adding a new parameter for your new instance. Name is string, and I think I will use nullable also. And the last thing you want to do is put string for the argument name and just put name. Yeah, that's how you add additional data to your fragment. Yeah, remember the first thing you want to do is create your field first, your variable to store the additional data. Create the arguments over here. Then initialize your new field on the onCreate. Yeah, over here by getting the value from your bundle. And modify your new instance function. Yeah, provide a new parameter for the passing the data, and don't forget to put it to your bundle. Yeah, those are the steps you need to be able to store data to your fragment. Okay, you don't really need to do this, yeah, because we don't have name in our event fragment list. I will delete everything with regard to the name, yeah, not really deleting anything for to the event fragment list. I will start over then. Yeah, something like this. Okay, now we are now ready to actually put our fragment to use. Yeah, remember fragment needs a container. So let's go to the activity main here. Delete this text view. We don't need it. And let's give the constraint layout an ID of, let's call it container. Yeah, and then we will open the main activity Kotlin file. Yeah, what we need to do is to create a new object of the event fragment list, but using the newInstance function. And let's pass the events release to our event fragment list. Yeah, and then we will need to use the help of support fragment manager. We must begin the transaction first. Then we will add the event fragment list to the container. Yeah, and then to actually run this transaction, we will need to commit it. Okay, let's do that. On the onCreate, let's create a variable to store our event fragment list. Fragment equals to event fragment list dot new instance, passing the events release, then call the support fragment manager, this one, null dot begin transaction. Oh, sorry, not null dot, yeah, because this one is not a nullable begin transaction, but let's just change it with apply. Now let's add our fragment into the container and commit. Yeah, that's all we need to do. Okay, we are now ready to see the result of our hard work. Yeah, we have created the event fragment list, and there are so many new codes over here. Yeah, but if you understand how to provide the correct code, then you will see the power of fragments. Yeah, but maybe for now, you may say like this. Yeah, it is only a list of events. Yeah, why don't we actually use RecyclerView then? Yeah, for now, maybe our fragment does not have any advantage over a RecyclerView, but we will see later in the next videos. Yeah, our application is not done yet. Okay, so it is installing. Then okay, nice. Yeah, now my events ILPC, Maniac, and ICF is now displayed here. Although for now, if I click, it does nothing. Oops, not system UI. Why my system UI is not responding? It's not my application. Yeah, if you take a look at my logcat, it should be fine. Yeah, maybe I am too excited to click over here, so it is not responding. But at least my events is now displayed in a fragment, yeah, not in a recycler view. And we will see the advantage of using fragments later. Okay, then that's it for the first tutorial. In the next video, we will continue to the second tutorial, yeah, that is to replace this fragment with another fragment, which is a detail fragment. We will create it later. Okay, then let's continue to the next video.